guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is kind of a little different. I'm going to talk a little bit more. I'm going to actually show you guys kind of restoring a set of wheels. I said we're not really going to be sanding these. I mean, there's curb rash. I'm going to show you guys the wheels. I'm going to show you, I did a how to polish video probably about 2 years ago. It's not going to be another one of those, but I am going to show you what I do, what I recommend. My process has changed a little bit over the years, or the steps that you call it that I do in order to, I guess you would say, restore or shine wheels. So pretty much this is going to be an in-depth video of showing you guys, you know, what I do if you come across a set that you're doing, or if these wheels, your personal wheels, are as bad as these, you know, basically what you can do, the tricks and tips and steps that you can do to ensure that you bring that shine back out if you don't want to fully restore them or pay someone to do them. So let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So as I was saying before, behind me we got a set of 24x14 concave morphs, American Forces. Customer brought them to me. He doesn't want them fully restored, and as you can tell, they're just dingy, dirty, they're bad, beat, whatever you want to call it. Blows my mind that these customers spend thousands of dollars on wheels and just don't take care of them. Some people can afford to do that, some people can't, and I don't understand spending the money, but hey, it's not mine. I don't care. You know, if I'm spending, you know, $4 or $5 grand on a set of wheels, I'm going to take care of them. I mean, I can find the time of the day to throw some soap, water, just anything on them. I mean, I'd even spit shine them if I had to. But what I'm pretty much going to show you guys is that, you know, my process has not really changed since the last video. I'll also link it in the description on how to polish wheels. Like I said before, I did that 2 years ago. But I'm just going to show you that, you know, genuinely and generally with something like this, someone's going to say that you got to do a 3-step process. I'm here to show you that you don't. The only thing I'm going to be sanding is the lips, because curb rash is just really bad. These wheels are beat to shit. I'm going to show you that we're going to clean them up, get them prepped. I'm going to sand, show you what to use in order, depending on how deep or how bad your curb rash is. And then I'm going to show you a 2-step process of how to go through that 95% of people, to the naked eye or that don't know anything about polishing, would never know. Because general rule of thumb is you want to cut, color, and then use some kind of finish wheel at the end to make it pop and to get all the excess hash marks and compound got out. So typically on this set of wheel, if I was sanding, orange and brown buff, stiffest buff, which is orange and brown, like I just said, and then I would go straight into a yellow and green, or if I need to take a cut a step further, yellow and brown, but usually you can get away with using orange and brown, then yellow and green, and then I would go white and either purple or white and green. But 95% of people don't know that you do not have to do that middle step. You can easily get away with a 2-step. I'm not saying it's a cutting corner, but if you know what you're doing, or you've been doing it for years, or you're an expert, or you know, you're someone that just, you know, has done it, like I said, over the years, it's an easier way, and it's time consuming, and you're just not going to waste product. Because, you know, most people can't tell unless you're a polisher and you know what you're looking for. As long as you do an even cut, because the spot that you're going to tell the most, obviously the faces, but also the barrels. The barrel, anything you do, if you go in and out, depending on how hot or how thorough and how even your cut is, you're going to see waves. I've gone to shows, I've seen polishers, I've done it in the past when I started out. I still am learning. I've seen where I've done, where I haven't kept the heat consistent, you can see zigzags or little like patterns like Z's in there, and you don't want to see that. You don't want to have waves, you don't want to see that in the metal when you're polishing. And disclaimer, I want to say that I'm not taking credit or saying this is the way. If anybody knows anything in polishing or just anything in general, everything changes. This is my opinion, what I do, what works for me. Something I do, you might not do, you might not get it. I've had people DM me, say, hey, I followed your video step by step, I bought everything and I can't figure it out. There's a thing that's called time. You learn over time. I've been doing this, I will be 29 years old this year. I've been doing this since I got my first set of forces when I was 19. I've been doing this almost 10 years. Not off and on, but I used to work at a shop where I was doing it almost full-time, doing at least 2 or 3 sets of wheels a week. Believe me, I've learned. I've beat my own wheels to shit. I've curbed wheels on purpose just to show. I've taken screwdrivers and gouged my wheel just to show that you can clean that up and fix that with aluminum. With that being said, I'm not saying that this is the way you have to follow. I always get someone in the comments that'll tell me, oh, that's not the way, or oh, this isn't it. That's fine. That is fine. I like to say, be adaptable, be open-minded, because there's things that change every day. There's new products, there's new technology, there's new ways to do it. I'm still learning. The guy that taught me was a veteran that's done it for 30 years, and he had certain things that works, and he had stuff that I taught him learning along the way. There's a million videos on YouTube. There's a million forums for polishing online. There's a million Facebook groups for polishing for older and newer. There's things that just work. So basically what I'm telling you is to just be open-minded. There might be something here you see I do that you don't agree with. That's fine. Welcome to having an opinion, being a human and having an opinion. So if there's any comment, or if there's a tip anyone wants to drop, or something, knowledge, or something you don't understand, drop a comment. I always encourage you guys to ask questions. If there's something I didn't do that you didn't see, let me know. If you want a more in-depth video on something I went over that you don't understand, DM me or drop a comment, and I will be sharing another video, or I could post a short and show you guys further in depth. DM me on Instagram. Anything you got question related, you can ask me. But like I said, this is what I was taught. This is what I do. This is my own personal process. So like I said, if you want to do what some people do, take bits and add it to your own arsenal for polishing, that is perfectly fine. That is okay. I don't want people to think, like I said, I get some guys that are trolls or just people that want to do it in the comments, and they just start ripping me a new one or saying this isn't how you do it, or you didn't do this. I'm just showing you what works. I'm going to show you, like I said, you can do a two-step process. You can get away with an orange and a brown, and then go immediately into your color stage with a white and a green, or a white and purple. That's what I want to showcase today. I want to show you that with curb rash, you don't have to go so crazy with sanding. You don't got to drop it down to 120, 220, and work your way up to 1,000. Typically, if the metal is not that deep or has ridges in it, like I would say, or isn't cut too deep, you can get away with just doing 600 or 800. Usually I just hit it with 600, and I go over it multiple times with a DA. Sometimes you have to rotary sand, but if you don't, you're not an expert. If you're a novice or a beginner, I don't recommend rotary sanding, because you can take off a lot of metal. When I first started, I had a customer that I messed up his wheel, and he thought I bent it, but I actually left the rotary on there, was grinding or sanding at too high of an RPM, left it there for too long. The one thing with rotary, you want to keep it moving and even across. You don't want to stay in one area. I made a dip in the lip of his wheel, so when they were going to balance it, he thought it was bent, and I said, no, actually, I said I did a dip. I went a little bit too deep. So basically, just want to kind of reiterate, show you guys what I do, and get some, knowledge out there, and hope that this is kind of, going to help some people out, because I still occasionally get the DMs, asking questions or comments saying that they don't typically know or, understand it or get it. And polishing's not easy, guys. It's really not. I've had, my ups and downs with it. There's more, I would say, ups than there is downs. I've, quit before, but at the end of the day, it's a learning curve with anything else. The more you practice your craft, the better you get at it. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I do to prep, and then we will get these things going. I will sand them, and then we will start cutting and coloring. So as you can see behind me, we've got the wheel here. It's pretty dingy, pretty dirty, pretty beat to shit. It's probably one of the worst wheels I've seen. I've seen some pitting on it. Customer doesn't want to clean or do any of that. He just wants a curb rash fixed, wants it really shiny and to pop, and that's fine. You can do that, but once you get up close, you'll see pitting, but the clarity will be there. So I would recommend sanding this. Some people, I don't know what their budget is. Guy just wants it done and just polished and looking really shiny, so that's fine. So one of the tips I recommend, not everybody recommends it, it's just what I've been doing. This is how I prep. If I don't sand a wheel to fully restore it, the quickest and easiest way to clean all this, other than washing the wheel, is get you some aluminum bright. Now this is from Napa. You want to invest in a high quality one. A lot of people don't recommend using acid. The whole point is you don't want it to sit on your wheels long. I put these in a pop-up sprayer that you can get from Home Depot. You want to put this in there, pump it up, and then you spray it on your wheel. I like to get the wheels wet first. Then I spray it on there, and then I come behind it with either a soft brush or a microfiber towel, and I clean in between the spokes, the whole wheel, everything, wipe it down. rinse it, and then I use a chamois. Well, first I blow out the bolt holes with an airway, and then I chamois it, and then I let it dry that way. And then that way I know that all the grime, all the brake dust, everything is off, because as you can see, there's brake dust caked all over this wheel. I've had wheels that over time, I mean, even I almost want to take a flat disc. They're so thick and so beat, and it's caked on there so much that it's just impossible to remove. And we don't want to scratch the wheels doing that. So like I said, brake dust on here, it's pretty good. The wheel's almost, you know, a shit brown color. But like I said, you can get one of these. There's other companies such as Renegade. I think Zephyr offers it. They offer a version, like Renegade has mag and wire, which I've used before. I put on the video, or on the channel here on a video. It's not bad. It's just a watered down version of this. We use this daily at the shop. I stumbled upon this, and my dad actually sprayed it on accident one time on my first set of forces, and I thought it took the finish off. All it does is just eat everything off the first layer of aluminum and dulls it out, and it just makes it easy and very accepting of the compound and polish. But you do not want to let these sit on there long. We use these at our family shop, like I just said, at our family business. We've been using this for years. We probably go through multiple gallons a day. We buy them by the case, and we have our Napa stock them. They typically don't stock a bunch of them. But we use this because there's certain things on machinery and some of the aluminum carts that we get and that we clean. The greaser just doesn't take it off like this acid does. But whole point is, I let this sit for maybe about 30 to 60 seconds. I come back and I wipe, and then I rinse. So that's pretty much what I do. Not many people recommend, but like I said, if you are doing it, you're not fully restoring a wheel, this is definitely a tip and trick that you can use. So I'm going to go ahead and on camera set you guys up with like a time lapse. I'm going to spray this, show you guys, and then I am going to clean the wheel, and then I will do the other 3 off camera, and then that way we can see how bad our curb rash is and how bad these wheels, you know, truly are once all the road grime and all the brake dust is off of it. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to start with the back first. Make sure you get in between all the spokes as well.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy, and silently.
So what I went ahead and did for you guys is I did a side-by-side comparison of where we started versus after the acid. Like I said, I maybe left it for 60 seconds as you guys saw, and enough time to wipe both the front and the back and in between the spokes, and you can tell night and day difference. I can already see a mirror shine, the wheels just look dull. So when we come back with our cut, with our orange stiff buff and a brown compound bar, it's really going to leave us a nice finish even cutting for when we go into our color with our Domat flannel and our either green or purple. I'm probably going to try out a purple bar that I have now that should make this wheel pop. But like I said, I want to give you guys a side-by-side comparison. What I'm going to do next is do these other 3 off camera, since you guys already saw this. I don't want to bore you with a long time lapse since I'm showing you guys on camera today what I do. We're going to, the next time after this, you're going to see, I'm going to have this wheel on our little jig or our stand that I built, and I'm going to go over what I'm doing for sanding, because I don't know if you can tell being that far away. There's a little bit of curb here, curb in between the letters. You can see where someone actually left, whoever polishes, left compound, and that's another thing we don't do. We don't leave compound in between our letters, in between the spokes. A lot of people do that, don't like cleaning them, so we're going to come back and we're going to clean this. But yeah, stay tuned, because that's what you guys are going to see, and we're going to get these things blinging how billets should be. Alright, so now that we got done prepping our wheel, we will be going into what is referred to as our first cut, really the only cut. We are going to be using our Makita 6,000 RPM grinder. and our orange stiff cut buff. We will be putting that together with our brown compound. All you're going to want to do is make even passes. We're going to start with the face, work in to out, not out to in, because we don't want to bump the wheel, something we've already polished. So we are going to start with the face, work out. We're going to cut it. I'm losing daylight, so I'm going to try to make this fast. And yeah, like I said, you just want to really make sure you're overlapping your passes, being even, keeping even pressure, and you guys are going to see that. Always remember, safety, get a respirator. I'm so tired of seeing these guys, and you know who you are. Multiple guys by these big name companies that post videos. If you're watching this, I don't care. Be smart. Be smart for the young generation and teach. Just like when you paint, you don't want to be smelling all this aluminum. You don't want to be taking all this dust in. I want to be able to breathe when I'm 70 and not have an oxygen tank unless I actually need it. Do yourself a favor. Invest in a good respirator. I believe this is like 30 bucks. Get you ear protection. And I like to throw headphones in. Today I'm not going to, but it just drowns out the sound of the grinding. So like I said, gloves. I only wear this one because my hand usually sits on the head and it gets hot. But I'll link all the safety stuff in the description. But please, like I said, be smart. Safety is the biggest thing. We just want to be safe and be smart. Too many guys for these are doing these videos, whether it's painting, polishing, working with chemicals. We want to be smart. Like I said, we don't want to have issues or altercations when we get older. So just be smart for the young generation. Do yourself a favor. Be safe. Use safety equipment. So let's go ahead, cut this wide open, 6,000 RPMs. Gonna make a couple passes, start with the face, then work to the barrel, then to the edge of the lip. Then we'll come back, we'll wipe it down, go into our final step, which is the color. So let's go ahead and do that.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.
I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. I've been feeling weird, I can't seem to focus good enough. Nothing's really clear, sometimes it could be a little tough. I just need to feel like the end's in sight for me, but let's be really real, anxiety can foggy all this stuff. It sucks When you finally feel like giving up, oh God, no luck. Everything feels like you're sticky stuck. I'm lost, handcuffed to the bed where I sleep, don't give a fuck. Can't stop, unplug, feeling overwhelmed, I think I've had enough. Gotta find a way to get some energy. Gotta find someone who's a good friend of me. I need purpose to make it all worth it. I'm still searching and I'm still learning. I want a life that's filled with memories, not a life with regret in front of me. I need focus to keep me from hopeless psychosis if I keep moping.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind...
It's kind of getting dark, as you can see, so for now, this is kind of going to wrap it up for today, but you guys can tell, this wheel actually looks very good already, and this is only the first cut, so that's why I'm trying to tell you that there's some steps that you really don't have to go in depth. If I was sanding this wheel, I probably would have went right now from an orange and brown. I would have went to a yellow and green, and then a white and purple, or white and green, or white and blue, or white and white. There's so many finishing bars. We've been using white and purple, so that's what I would have jumped into. But like I said, I'm gonna come back, wipe this wheel down, clean all the compound off, and then we are gonna come back and hit it with the finishing wheel. But that is gonna have to wait till tomorrow when I get home after work. So I'll just go to when I get home from work. So as you guys can see behind me, we already cut it. Next day, a little bit of daylight. So we're gonna try to do, it's color this wheel. We threw some hand polish on to kind of get that compound off of it. And then I like to keep it on to kind of tell where I'm going on this final step. But we got our Dummies 40 ply wheel. We want to run this at 2200 RPMs or less. Get a nice even finish, build up a nice even amount of heat. You can go slower, that's the whole key. We're gonna pair this with our purple bar and try to really make this wheel shine and pop. Remember, safety as always. So what we're gonna do now is go ahead and clean this thing up.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
So as you guys saw, that was pretty much the process that I did. Night and day difference between these two wheels. Like I said, from where we started, from where we finished. We even did the backs off camera in between the spokes. Yeah, these wheels are pretty bad, but like I said, you can do a two-step process if you know what you're doing. It's pretty simple. I hope that you guys took something away from this video. I hope this video helped somebody. If you guys have any questions, concerns, any comments, drop them down below. If you guys have any tips or tricks or anything you want to see in another video, drop me a DM, drop me a comment, whatever you want to do. Yeah, so like I said, just thought I'd show you guys what I do, and hopefully this helps somebody. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up here. I want to thank you guys if you made it all the way through the video. Thank you. Like and subscribe as always. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper.